Well, hopefully we should be live right now. Thank you for, or sorry for starting late. We have already done the weekly market recap, but you didn't have the chance to see it because apparently it didn't connect to YouTube. So we should be live right now. To my left-hand side, Bruno Perinelli from Argentina, and to my right-hand side, Jake Torres from the Philippines. Now, let's not waste any more time. Let's get straight into it. Bruno, what were the most important events of the previous week?
All right, to begin with, in the US, we got the consumer confidence that was released 2.7% lower than expected. Then the GDP also came in a little bit below expectations, 1.1% annual rate in quarter-over-quarter growth. Then we got the PCE and GDP price indices that were surprisingly higher than what analysts expected. This is causing some US bullish reaction. And in Europe, we just got a fresh release from the Eurozone. The growth came in a little bit below expectations, 0.1% quarter over quarter, as the German economy stagnated. Those were the main events, with the euro outperforming, heading to the new rate hike decision next week.
All right. Thank you for the information about the previous week, Bruno. Jake,
Yep.
what were the most important events that we have seen in Asia? I mean, we were talking about the fact that it was the title of the week would have been basically disappointment. So, what did that mean in the Asian markets?
To start with, the most important event as far as the data points is concerned is the CPI from Australia, and the actual print is 6.3, which is below the forecast. Now, if you look at the numbers, it isn't really a surprise because 6.3, 6.5 is just the difference of 0.2%. And if we look at the reaction from the Australian dollar, especially this currency pair, the AUD NZD, which we still continue to track, at that time, during the release, the initial reaction is to the downside for the AUD NZD, but it was not really a great, no, a great price action, volatile price action. The result of that of the weakness of the AUD is just happening clearly today, which we can see the downside movement for the AUD NZD. And the other one for today is the BOJ policy decision, which still they hold the current rate, which still they continue to do the negative 0.1%. And we can see at especially the USD Japanese yen, we see here the strength of the USD yen, which is the weakness for the yen. And if we analyze the statement from the BOJ, so it says that they have decided to maintain policy easing, including the yield curve control. And they will continue to be at this, the very easy policy, and that is something a dovish statement from the BOJ. But what is something surprising for me? Usually, a surprise price action is if the statement or the actual print is not on the expectation from the market. This is in line with expectation. The market is already expecting that this first meeting from Governor Ueda will be a dovish one, and it is in line with expectation, but we still continue, we still see the weakness for the Japanese yen. For me, what I look for a trading opportunity is if the actual statement from the central bank or print is opposite with expectation. So for me, generally, this is not a trading opportunity for me today.
Okay, thanks, Jake. What can we be looking forward to in the upcoming week, Bruno? Where do you see the biggest opportunities?
Well, I think the trading eyes will be focused on the euro dollar, as both the European Central Bank and the Federal Reserve are going to decide how many points. They are going to raise their interest rates. The Fed is going to decide on Wednesday, I believe so. On Wednesday also, or Thursday, the ECB. Around 25 basis points is what it is expected from both central banks. And also we got the NFP but on Friday, so we're going to do some weekly recap before that data is released. So I guess the volatility will be focused on the euro dollar, what happens and what the central bankers say. I mean, Jerome Powell or Christine Lagarde may say some interesting words on their press conference.
Thank you. Jake, what are you expecting, or what would you consider the biggest opportunities moving into the next week?
I consider we have the interest rate from Australia next week. That will be on Tuesday. The expectation is already, it is already widely expected that they will hold their current rate. And a trading opportunity if they surprise the market. And I'm looking for a surprise of, say, for example, they will hike rates. So that is not expected. So that is a surprise. So that is a trading opportunity to the upside for the AUD. On the other hand, if they will just hold the rates, I don't see that as a trading opportunity, and I don't have a clear, at least anticipation where the price will go. If they hold the rates, and then the next day on Wednesday there will be employment change and unemployment rate for the New Zealand. Now, if the unemployment rate and employment change from New Zealand will be a positive numbers, that will be a buying opportunity for the New Zealand. In the case of AUD NZD, that will be a selling opportunity for the AUD NZD. So next week I'll be focusing these two events for this pair.
Thank you very much, Jake. Guys, thank you for sharing the opportunities in the upcoming week and the information about what has happened in the previous one. I believe we've gone over everything that there is this week, over the most important events. And we'll see you once again on next Friday, as every Friday at 11 a.m. UK time. Thank you for watching, and I wish you all a wonderful weekend. And to those of you watching in our Monday newsletter, have a wonderful week trading, and we'll see you next Friday. Until then, have a great one. All right, this